cussing everything, but the truth should not be televised, and that's for sure. So with that, you know, when it comes to this protesting for Palestine on these college campuses, you know, let's just be real here. You know, they talking about it's a limit to the right to protest and a limit to the right to freedom of speech. Well, if there are limits to our rights when it comes to the Constitution, then it should be in the Constitution telling us that, for one. And for two, those that are saying that are wealthy and rich people. This is where the problem lies, guys. It's like Robin Hood said in the movie Robin Hood. If you don't know what Robin Hood was about, go watch the movie and understand where Robin Hood stood, because he made a lot of sense on what is really going on when it comes to dealing with the wealthy and the rich. So with that stated, when you look at the circumstances of the police dispersing the protesters and how they was using the tactics to go about doing that, who do you think authorized this stuff? It'd be the people that's above them. But the people that's above them are people of prestige. People that don't come to your communities, that don't live in your communities as we the people, the American citizens. But these are the people who authorize these type of tactics against the citizens of America. Those that don't live around us, those that live above us, those that live in more sanctuary-like circumstance or surroundings when it comes to the wealth and the riches that they have amongst themselves. Those that live in a more abundant and more prosperous reality when it comes to having an abundance, where we as the citizens of America are struggling to make ends meet on a cost of living that they control as well. Just like they control the breakdown of what goes on the tactics of a college campus when it comes to how the protesters get dispersed, just as much as the resources that is allocated to the communities that we are in, just as much as the pricing on gas. The reality is, we the people are dealing with a tyrannical, wealthy and rich population of people who consider themselves to be the authorities over our reality as the American citizens. Some would even say, as far as calling us sheeple, almost as if we're sheep being flocked and herd to their whims, to how they see it fit. This is what we're dealing with. People that have wealth, that has had wealth for so many generations off the backs of the Aboriginal Negroes and the Aboriginal Negro bloodlines and forefathers for the Holocaust, genocides, and massacres that has happened here in America due to invasion of America to build what we see today as the greatest criminal empire we have ever seen in the world's history of what we call United States, based off of never ever being brought to justice for crimes against humanity being done to the Aboriginal Negroes of America. These folks have sat up there passing down generational wealth from these atrocities, sitting in high places as if they are the sole power of United States and American citizens, to where they almost sit as if they're above all reality when it comes to dealing with us and our needs for what it means to be the American citizens. See, with sole power, power that is unchallenged, eventually can become corrupted. 100%. And this is why, in this time frame of 2024, the Constitution seems like it's being attacked, from my opinion, allegedly. Got to speak like this because, you know, like I said, and like they're saying, the protesters, we all see what is happening with freedom of speech. So you got to speak in certain ways, certain codes, certain dialects today, because you can't outright say what is probably really going on, you know, and that's another reality and a smack in the face of we the people, the American citizens. But this is where we stand when it comes to dealing with the wealthy and rich. They don't have the same problems and same plights as we do. They don't eat from the same tables and the same meals we do. They ain't drinking the same waters we're drinking. They're from a different cup. They're sitting at a different table. And their table that they're sitting at look down on us as we the people. Their table that they're sitting at don't see us as equal. This is just the reality. And as we continue to deal with them as our appointed representatives and our elite and our so-called intelligent thinkers, they're not thinking in our best interest. They're not dealing with us in the sense of what our needs need to be met, in the sense of what it means to deal as we the people, the American citizens, in dealing with America when it comes to the plight of the citizens of America. They're spending more money and sending more money to their foreign affairs and overseas than they actually are utilizing to help lower the cost of living. They're using tactics like what you see on our college students. College students are the next wave, the next generation of intelligent thinkers, the productive citizens of our society. That's what they are. They are children that are putting themselves in the position of education to be able to be the next leaders, the next thinkers, the next movers and shakers of our government as well as our country. And they're being treated as if there are people who have no rights and no citizens, almost like that word sheeple. You see it just like I see it. But we can't dumb down the thought that it's not coming from the elite, because it is. It's coming from the top. It's coming from the wealthy and the rich. They the ones that move the law. They the ones that write the law. They the ones that appoint what's to be done. And to see what is happening on these college campuses, you better believe it. And excuse my language, because that's witchcraft. We know the word believe leads you into witchcraft, but you better know it to be the truth. Because see, all this stuff we can look up ourselves. We can investigative research ourselves today to find ourselves the truth for what it is. And this is what we're standing at right now. We're seeing real grave harm and wrong being done for those that want a ceasefire, those that want to see justice done in a way that save lives instead of take lives. But this is the approach that they're going through. This is what they're dealing with on the college campus right now. But this is something that is coming from those that sit apart from us, those that call themselves the elite, those that sits behind secret societies and secret orders and secret oaths that are moving the United States to a certain place in bringing us along as we the people, the American citizens, without a say, without no real open ear to our votes, to our cries, to our pleas, to what we, as we the people, the body, the majority of America says we should be at. Instead, they're keeping us divided and at each other necks on different colors and different arguments about things that don't move the resources in our favor, don't move the cost of living in our favor.